Party people, welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, the actual play RPG podcast where the gaming table is always set for two. I'm your host as always, Jeff Stormer, and this week on the show I am joined by Shing and Khor for a game of home Mecha X Kaiju. Shing is a multidisciplinary artist whose work ranges from film and puppetry to comics and graphic novels to these beautiful keepsake games that are very close to my heart, such as Mending, or their new game that is just recently released January, which I'm very, very excited to dig into, which is a two-player postcard writing game about a sporadic friendship in a kaiju-filled alternate history. Sometimes all it takes is a single sentence to really, really hook you with a pitch, and as soon as I heard that one sentence, I was in love. Don't be surprised if you hear January on the show sooner or later, because it is a game concept that, is fully in my brain, and I cannot wait to, find someone and sit down with it and share this experience. You can find more information about all of Shing's work at shingyinkhor.com or check the show notes for more information. Unrelated to the content of the game, but also kind of directly because of it, because it's been on their mind and we were excited to kind of play in the space, we decided to also play a different kaiju game for the show today. And that game is Home, a beautiful map-making, tactical action game about giant robots fighting giant monsters. We've played it before on the show. You've heard it before on the show. And it is a game that, I was really excited about. And I was really excited to sit down with Shing and play, in part because, they are a visual artist. They are a kaiju fan. This really just, hit so many layers of a thing that would allow us to, bounce big ideas around that it just felt like the perfect fit. I'm really excited for you to hear the game that we played. I think it was something really magnificent and special. And with all that said, let's go ahead and throw it over to me in the past so that he can get started with the show. Take it past me.
Thanks, past me. I am so excited. My guest this week is Shing and Khor. Shing, thank you so much for coming on Party of One.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to do this. I am such a fan, and this is just going to be a joy, and I can't wait.
I am trying not to be flustered. Anytime I get that reaction, I try not to get flustered on mic when I fail every single time. But
ooh, compliments.
I'm so eventually I will learn to process a compliment in a normal human way, but that is not today. I'm so excited to have you here today. I'm so excited to be playing the game that we're going to be playing. Before we get into all of that, why don't you take a moment, let our lovely listeners at home know about anything you want them to know about.
I'm Shing and Khor, and I am a cartoonist and an analog game designer. I love analog games because I feel like they just really root me in kind of this lineage of human making, which is just something that's been so relevant and important to my life recently. My new game is shipping soon. It's called January, and it's a two-person postcard writing game about long-term friendships under the shadow of a kaiju invasion. So, playing a kaiju game is exactly up my alley today.
I've said it a million times. Listeners, you're going to hear me say the same thing you hear me say all the time. One of the best parts of doing this podcast and doing this back and forth is getting to hear my guests say a sentence that is the coolest shit that I've ever heard in my entire life. And shockingly, I know that this is gonna blow your mind to hear this, but a two-player postcard writing game about a kaiju invasion and also term friendships could not be the more Jeff Stormer thing. That might be the most Jeff Stormer thing I've heard in at least the month of May, if not the first half of 2026.
That makes me really happy because this game we're about to play, when you told me about it, first of all, I'd never heard of this game before. And it was so ridiculous because Pacific Rim is one of my most favorite movies of all time. And when you were like, oh yeah, this is a game about, playing mechs in a kaiju-infested world, I was like, you're kidding me, right? Okay, yes, that game, obviously. Why did you even give me two other choices?
Because I like to give people as many options. Here's the honest, this is so real. I always try to give at least 3 to 4 options, but every time I do that, whenever I'm pitching a guest, I like to be like, here are 3 to 4 options of a game we could play. Whenever I send that email, I quietly look at a list and go, I know it's gonna be A. I know what game we're going to play. I'm going to pitch you 3 other options on the off chance that you come to me and you're like, actually, I want to pivot away from all of the things I just said to you, but the I am intensely proud in making this show of my ability to point at one game and go, this is the one. I know this is the one. And I'm very excited that we are playing Home today, Mech versus Kaiju. It is a game where we are going to be building out a map, building out a world in the midst of a kaiju invasion. We're going to build the nations that are under attack. We're going to build the pilots that are fending these monsters off. And then we're going to see some fights and possibly watch our beloved protagonists die. We played this last year with the designer when it was first coming out, and we sure enough watched both of our pilots die horribly. So we got to be able to do better than that. Like, that's the bar, and I think we can beat it.
Well, I mean, I think dying is totally fine. I mean, I say, having already fallen in love with my character that I haven't even created yet. But I am personally open to death.
You know what? If it happens, it happens. I'm willing to see where the story goes. So again, I want to, I know you've already talked about it a little bit. Like, what are you bringing to the table? What are you excited about? What's on your mind as we sit down to play today?
Oh gosh. I mean, I've been thinking a lot about mech games as an exploration of gender. So that's something that's definitely on my mind. Like the idea of having, of sort of building something to make your body something it is not. That feels very rich and prominent in my brain right now. I had a relatively long-running Beam Saber game where I specifically played a class called Giant Killer. And that was a playbook by, oh my...
Is that Weave? Is that Weave? Hold on, is that Weaver's Walk?
I think it's Weaver Walker playbook with... I remember the art is by Caro Assertion, I think.
Yeah, the art's by Caro. Yeah, that's Weaver Walker's. That's one of Weaver's with Caro Assertion's art. 2 of my actual favorite people in the world. So you've made my day.
I love their work so much. But the Giant Killer playbook is about playing in a mech game without a mech. Where you're kind of, this soft, squishy thing in a world of hard things. And I wasn't able to finish that game. People, scheduling troubles happen. But I still think a lot about that character and that game. And specifically kind of that relationship of body to mech.
I love it. You're getting my brain buzzing, which is my favorite thing in the world. The thing I really loved when we played this game previously that's really on my mind is really, and it's so true in Pacific Rim, I love it in Evangelion, like, immediately there is something to me so fun about imagining the world, like, the world reacts is just, like, such a good... That's where, like, my brain really gets buzzing, is, like, looking at the world reacting to this massive cataclysmic thing. And a lot of what we're going to be doing today is, like, visualizing the world that reacts, and I could not be more excited about it.
Absolutely. Like, a world that has to react and also only has so many tools to, because kaiju are just such, like, a world-ending threat. Like, they're just so big. Yeah, just what do you do when you're faced with such monstrosity?
Yeah, and you saying that, like, and thinking about this, like, I think the other media reference point is I finally, 10 years late to the party, I finally watched Shin Godzilla.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
One of my favorite films of all time.
Oh, what a master. Like, so I knew that it was going to be this, but, like, so much funnier than I was expecting, and also so deeply moving, and, like, all of the things hitting in such a brilliant, but, like, that picture of, like, oh, the unimaginable is here.
Oh, yes.
How do we react to that? Like, that's where I think a lot of my brain is at.
Yeah,
Why don't we go
that's
ahead
a
and
constant.
dive right in?
Yeah, sorry, I can talk about Godzilla movies all day, but yes, we do need to play this game.
And we will be talking about them throughout the game. 1 year ago, the rift opened and kaiju attacked, tore our cities apart, rampaging for days until we finally dropped the bomb. We killed the beast, but lost so much in the process. We knew this was only the beginning, so we built the mechs, giant war machines, the pinnacle of human engineering, and our only hope for survival. The rift is reopening. More kaiju are coming, and this time will be different. Your home depends on you. Are you ready, pilot?
Ready. Sorry.
Hell yeah. So we're going to start out. We're going to build the world. We're going to build our characters. And the first way that we're going to do that is we're going to draw like our initial map. We've got a virtual tabletop space in front of us. I'm going to throw this a question to you because I haven't drawn any land masses on our little blank space map. I drew our like circle, which represents a blockade. I drew the little square that represents like the front, and then the little V symbol that represents the rift. But I haven't actually drawn any like land masses.
Right.
And I want to ask you a visual, an aesthetic, a conceptual question. We're going to place this rift somewhere. You know, we're going to build out the nations where our characters live. We're going to assign them some locations. Where do you visualize? What pops into your mind as the space where the rift happens? Is it at the bottom of the ocean, like in Pacific Rim? Is it on land? Like, where do we want, what kind of land mass or lack thereof do we want to be around our rift point? And the other question, you know, how close geographically are our countries? Are we in the same continent? Are there island nations that we are on different islands? What visuals pop into your head for those two questions?
Oh gosh, I'm really feeling volcano.
Volcano fucks. Volcano was not what I like. It somehow is not in my head, but fucks extremely hard.
Like a rift inside a volcano, so you sort of have the the double whammy of an actual volcanic eruption plus extra kaiju.
Yeah.
And along the lines of volcanic eruptions, I'm definitely drifting towards sort of the idea of a number of island nations that kind of ring this volcano and have kind of emerged as, the front lines of the fight.
Really, really fantastic. Really fantastic. I am drawing a little volcano on our map. Drawing thing. I love a map making game. I love a game, and I'm sure that I'm sure you'll understand this. I love a game with like a physical creation component. The joy of drawing things on a little map goes so fucking hard is the thing.
Oh, 100%. This is absolutely my shit. I am such a big fan of map making games. I sort of like accidentally started a career as a game designer because of a map making game. I love this. And I love this little volcano island you've drawn here. Let's call this this island, no one lives there because it's the volcano. Everyone avoids it. And I'm going to draw like I'm going to add a little bit of water near it.
I'm just drawing in some island masses. I like what we've landed on kind of instinctually by default of how we've drawn this out or how I've drawn out the volcano is the rift is happening at the base of the volcano, and that dotted line circle is the blockade. That's where the guns and weapons of our various nations sort of like blocked off. I like the visual that emerged of the blockade is quite literally just encircling the volcano. It's just like the base of the mountain of like, we cannot let anything reach landfall outside of that. Really, really is spinning wheels for me.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. Right. That makes a lot of sense. Like, let's say that blockade is, maybe outside the range of what a volcanic eruption would be. But maybe not the kaiju, because it seems a little
kinda-
silly to, accidentally die due to lava. When there's a whole monster there that could kill you, too.
I kind of like it being like, it's maybe what it is like, we have encircled the island, like it is all along the coastline of the island.
Yeah.
It is, guns and drones and
there's
sandbags
there's
and
also
everything.
a naval blockade.
Oh, for sure.
There's
boats. There's boats on the.
everywhere.
That's great. Good visual. Good visual will directly come up when it's time to throw down. Okay, so I've drawn out some islands. I've thrown some islands in the general thing. If there's any other like land masses you want to sketch in, feel free. But now we're gonna create our nation. There are a few options if you want to throw out, if you want to roll some dice and pick a random name and location, or if you've got an idea. But for the most part, you're gonna like pick a space, draw in some land masses and locations, things that are important to your character's nation.
Ooh.
We'll go back and forth. The game says we should make 5 for our purposes, since this is going to be a pretty short and sweet game. We'll make 3 because one of them will be destroyed.
Great. We are definitely gonna lose one of these. It's kind of good to go in there. Knowing that.
One of these starts out destroyed. So like we're gonna make 3 locations and then decide which of them does not last.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick kind of this very large landmass that's over the volcano.
Okay.
Just gonna write. Shing is here.
I'm gonna pick this small island right in the corner. Or like down in the corner. I think like a small I think it's gonna be somewhere between these 3 kind of smaller islands at the bottom, but I think there's something, I think like my home is this small island in the middle.
Yeah, I think my home is, as much of a metropolis as you're gonna get out here. So close to the blockade, but it's kind of the center of where most things happen. There's what kind of would be considered a mainland controlled center. It does have buildings that have been there long enough. It's a small city.
I think I like the idea. I'm already drawing my first location because I had an idea that's really, really cooking. But I think like the overall vibe of my nation is the island equivalent of like a coal mining factory town.
Ooh.
This is a working class production place. It is a place where like maybe a resource is found that like our thing has been, like a lot of this is a place that is like centered around a specific like economic thing.
Uh-huh.
And that has kind of been, we've made that thing and brought it to the world.
Is that economic thing something that has existed, long before the kaiju came? Or is it something that's a little more directly related to the fight?
I'm gonna Jeff Stormer it and say it's a little of both.
Love it.
I think what it is the idea that it was always there, but it wasn't especially relevant until the kaiju showed up. Or the idea that like there was something to it, right? The idea that there was something prevalent in. Okay, I've got it, and I'm building out my second location. I'll describe this as my first proper like location, and I'm gonna put a little mine thing here, with a little tiny mine cart. What it is, there are a deep series of underground crystal mines beneath the surface of my island. It is like a winding, dangerous, sharp little like cave structure below the surface of my island. For centuries, and I think ostensibly it was not a particularly useful ore. Like it was an ore that was not particularly useful, and for centuries and centuries and millennia, like this was a natural wonder. But it wasn't useful.
there was an energy that ran through them. You could feel it if you held the crystal.
Ooh.
But you couldn't figure out like what you would do with it.
That's good.
Until suddenly we had a piece of technology that required like a hyper-specific energy running at a hyper-specific frequency to meld a human consciousness with a gigantic war machine.
Oh, yes. Yes. So it is now kind of one of the primary power sources for the mechs.
Now it is, I think very specifically, the power source that merges consciousness with so it doesn't necessarily power like motion of the mech, but it does power, it allows for that sort of human mech interface.
Oh, I love this. So it really, at this point, it is actually one of the more essential islands.
That's why I love the idea that it has become very important kind of accidentally.
I love that too. And we get to explore, and this is your hometown as in you grew up there, right?
Yes. Yeah. This is my hometown where I grew up.
And did that change happen during your lifetime?
Absolutely it did. Absolutely it did. Like, this is I think, 100%. I'm going to say 100%. I'm just throwing some crystals here for the crystal caves. 100% happened in my lifetime. Happened fairly recently. I mean, and I think that I'll throw this to you because this is a big question for us. How recently have the kaiju started?
Ooh. Well, we haven't talked characters yet, but I was kind of imagining in my youth.
Okay. That feels good. I think I'm going to go the exact same angle. So, like, it's been in our world for, let's say, maybe 15 years, something in that area. Does that feel right?
That feels right.
So, yeah, I think...
We have known life without it, but not a lot.
I like that a lot. Because I like seeing that transition in real time.
Me too.
I like watching the transition of my world, my social world, my familial world. I like seeing that change in real time. I think that's very compelling.
Yeah. So
all right.
I think
what is the first location? What is the first location that you've got? I just scrolled up and saw how much you've drawn on this island. Holy shit.
I was listening and drawing this island.
I love it so much. You made my night.
So, yeah, our first location, let's name it. Wait, you know what? I wrote Shing is here. So I think I'm just going to erase the word Shing, and this is here.
I love it.
There you go. This is the island city of Is Here, and it was a sort of a center of trade in this general sort of group of islands. It was probably the most capitalist island here. Like, it is where most commerce was. It's where the city is. There's a center of government on this island. And the big change that has happened when the kaiju first landed is the business in this town has become progressively more kaiju-centric. Like, there is a lot of betting on kaiju futures, which is, kind of lots of corporations have cropped up to benefit off kaiju byproducts. The bodies of kaiju, the weird slimes they leave around. So more and more, this city has become really central to specifically kaiju trade. There are protests every week on the corner from, more pro-kaiju factions, because this is a city that's now very much built to profit off the bodies of kaiju.
I love that. I really, really love that. And I love, like you said, this is exactly what we were talking about. The way that the world has reacted and seeing the way that capitalism has latched on to the kaiju as a larger than life event.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
You can't ignore it.
Speaking my language. I have drawn in the very corner like a little bit of a Planet of the Apes, a little bit of a Planet of the Apes, like Statue of Liberty thing. And I've written, because you wrote Hi Jeff on the board when we first jumped on. So these are the sunken ruins of Hi Jeff.
Hi Jeff.
These are sort of somewhere between a Titanic and an Atlantis. Like there is quite literally like a sunken set of ruins that are like statues and cityscapes and buildings. Like something happened that washed a city beneath the waves. We know where it is, and it is relatively close off of the coast.
I love this.
Maybe it wasn't, and tying it into the kaiju, I think it has to be that, like, this city sunk shortly after, like, or during the first kaiju incursion, and I'm going to say, like, mining from it, or, like, scavenging from it. I think all of the island nations kind of, and a similar industry has popped up around, like, digging out of the sunken ruins, things that, like, you know, ill-fated expositions to the sunken ruins are a very common occurrence.
So it is a relatively recently sunken city. So
I think so.
So it's something that, you know, we may have visited.
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe it was like a tourist town. Maybe it was actually, you know, a spot where people from my city
Tourist town is
vacationed at.
Good. Yes. Tourist town's great.
And now it's gone.
I'm going to draw. While you describe your next location, I am drawing a half of a Ferris wheel that is sunken beneath the waves.
Oh my god, I love this.
To really tie into the tourist town energy.
All right. I am drawing the Ishir military base. It's in a corner of my island. And this is the primary military base and command center for the kaiju incursion. So it's obviously not right on the front lines because, you know, that is too close. But yeah, I would say the military base is where I spend most of my time. Like, it's where I've done all my training. It's where all my friends are. Yeah, it's just kind of a big part of my life. And also a great contributor to the local nightlife culture.
I have drawn my third location, and it's Big Merle's Kaiju Chow. Which has also given me the name and former name of my island nation. This is the island of Chrysalia, formerly known as Crabia.
Oh my god, I'm dying. This is so good.
This was crab fishing. This was crab fishing central. This was where crabbing happened.
Oh my god.
We were a crab fishing community that suddenly realized that we had the most important crystal in the world, and like the culture of I grew up around, like, crab fishing has always been big in my family, so I've grown up around crab fishing very specifically. And so, like, the culture, there's, like, a crab, seafood, shellfish culture that has, like, rebranded itself to cash in similarly on the kaiju energy.
Oh my god, this is so good.
So, like, this used to be, like, and this is a specifically, like, I've drawn some tables, I've drawn a dock. This is sort of the touristy shopping, you know, district. This is the night out district, the area around Big Merle's Kaiju Chow, which has rebranded itself to cash in on people trying to do, like, kaiju tourism.
So you are basically describing, like, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, but for kaiju.
Yes,
like
you've got exactly where my head is.
Shrimp.
You're exactly where my head is at.
This is
like,
perfect.
And the idea of, like, we're trying to cash in on the thing, so we've changed our name, we've changed our dynamic, and now we're selling quote unquote kaiju chow, which is the same seafood boil we were selling 15 years ago, but now people are buying it because they're excited. They've got kaiju fever.
This is so good. I can imagine these kaiju themed menus. You know, it's got like, you know how at Joe's Crab Shack there is that drink that you pour a shark into? Like a shark, you pour the blood into the drink. There's something similar going on here.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, like, there's a specialty drink that has, like, green kaiju slime on the bottom.
So it comes in sort of a, like, kaiju Godzilla-shaped, like, porcelain, like, bottle they place in front of you.
This is perfect.
And you tilt it so that it sprays water out of its mouth into the drink like it's spitting radioactive energy.
Yes, this is perfect. I personally wish I could go to Big Merle's Kaiju Chow. This is actually exactly my type of restaurant.
Me too. Honestly, hard same. This is the vibe. This is the vibe I chase after, and that's why I wanted it on my map. All right, talk to me about your third and final location.
All right, my third and final location is colloquially called The Gates. And what it is it is a former battlefield. So early in the kaiju battles, a significant confrontation took place here. And that was actually the first battle that humans really, really won. And so these so-called gates are built from the rib cage of a fallen kaiju. And these ribs have been mounted like along the shoreline, separating the island that the volcano's on, from the military base. And it serves as a memorial for our fallen. But also, since we've put such a clear example of kaiju death over there, since then, no kaiju has actually come that way. They've come other ways, of course.
Sure.
But they actually haven't crossed that particular line. So there are talks going on about whether such a ritualistic display might actually be something we incorporate into our very tech and military focused assaults.
That's great. Really, really good. All right, now we got to blow something up.
Oh, boy.
One of our 3 locations has already been destroyed by the most recent round of kaiju attacks. God, all 3 of my options are very compelling for what it means to take them off the table. But I think the one that I'm most excited to destroy is the Crystal Caves.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea that we know this resource is here.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 15 years, this country has rebuilt its economy and its global presence, and has delivered this to the world. And now suddenly, we're like, we can't get there right now.
Ooh,
it means that Chrysalia is in crisis.
Yeah, and that is something that's going to have reverberating consequences for the rest of us, because it makes material that we really do need for the kaiju fight.
And so all eyes are on this small little island that is absolutely panicking, which means that there's a desperation to how we're running our mech program that I'm very excited to explore.
I love this. R.I.P. Chrysalia.
R.I.P. So what on is here has been destroyed?
Oh boy. I'm actually interested in destroying quite a lot of Is Here. I think earlier I talked about Is Here as, having a center of government, or the center of government. And I think that specific center of government has been destroyed. And then some miles around it as well. So let's take out that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Just gonna go ahead and destroy the biggest city on the map right now. And I think what has happened there is, now what was once a pretty city, it would look like Hong Kong, basically. Now it kind of looks like a series of refugee camps. Because, a lot of people there are now refugees. So everyone is now spread out kind of around the island, has left. The military base is now housing many, many more people than it was built for, which is also difficult because the military base is a lot closer to the front than one would want, that many people to be at. But, this is what happens when you've got a city built so close to a volcano.
Hell yeah. Okay, great. we have built our world. We've blown up chunks of it. Now it's time to meet the people that are going to save the world. You mentioned you had a pretty clear idea for a character, so talk to me about what you're envisioning.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay then. Great. So what we've got is so how we're going to make a character is by taking the following steps. Each of our pilots has a name, a rank, and a connection. Your rank is 1. So really, like, how you're going to define your character is like you're going to define something from your home that you love and fight for, and put a piece of that on the map, and then we're gonna kind of have a scene where we envision our characters through the things that they love.
Love it. All right, let's do it. Okay. All right, so my character is...
I am going to...
Let me do a little bit of thinking.
I'm doing a little bit of photo reference so that I can remember what a thing looks like. Great. Okay, because I know exactly what I want to draw.
All right. What I think I want is my character, their name is Kelp, is here. And that's their name because they are a Nepo baby.
Oh, Nepo baby!
They are a very mech-specific Nepo baby. Their dad was a general in the Kaiju Wars. He's long dead because you can't fight the Kaiju for too long without becoming quite dead. But he fought in the Kaiju Wars. Her older brothers fought in the Kaiju Wars. And she is... she's the latest in this family line to become a mech pilot. But doing so, she's actually skipped quite a lot of the required training necessary to become a mech pilot. She's very smart. She's read a lot. She was top of her class. But she is entering... she was picked to be a mech pilot probably based on her connections. More than anything else, because even a pilot as skilled and as well read and as competent in training modules as she is would probably still have 5 to 8 years left before actually getting their own mech.
Really good. Very, very good. I like this energy a lot. I have been sketching on my map a thing that I'm very excited about.
Oh, are those jet skis?
A very specific visual popped into my head for a very specific thing that, this character, as soon as I thought of this concept, really popped into my head fully fleshed out.
Oh my god, yes, give it to me.
These are jet skis, and what I am specifically envisioning, because this is, because we've got all these islands, and we've got all this, we've got all this water, and it's very, island travel is the thing. Oh my god,
yes.
My character... His name is Wakeboard. I haven't figured out a last name yet, but Wakeboard is part of a jet ski biker gang is the phrase that is in my head.
Oh my god, I love this.
And I think what it is, what it is, the cultural thing that is in my head is all eyes are on Chrysalia to build, all eyes are on Chrysalia to get things moving on all fronts, and there is an incredible amount of pressure. And what happens when you have a young population with an incredible amount of pressure and all eyes are on them, and there is an unbelievable cultural push to clear out the mines, man the mechs, all of these things are bearing down.
They ride jet skis.
You get a punk rock counterculture that in this case has embraced the jet ski as motorcycle.
I love this.
And so I think that this is a little bit, Wakeboard is a little bit Tom Cruise and Top Gun, a little bit Maverick, a little bit I think a little bit has been maybe pressured into the mech pilot program, a little bit of a last chance, a little bit of a scared straight, a little bit of a, because I think a little bit of a there's a little bit of a coercion almost.
Yeah.
To putting him into the mech.
This is essentially juvenile detention for him.
A little bit, yeah. This is a little bit of being forced into the situation.
It's like a mech reform. It's like mech reform school.
A little bit of being forced into a mech reform school. And so, like, I think his name is Wakeboard Quartz. That's the last name.
Wakeboard Quartz. My character thinks that Wakeboard and his gang are the coolest ever. Like, she has lived a very, like, structured life. Like, she has, her entire life has been plotted so that she would become a mech pilot. Just like her father did, just like her brothers did. And just seeing Wakeboard and, his crew's lust for life is something she's never encountered in her life.
And I think there is a resentment that comes the other way. I think maybe like half resentment and half commiseration. Because there's a sense of like, you could live comfortably. Like you've got a life that feels pretty comfortable to me sitting on the outside with my jet ski gang. But also the fact that all of your like comforts of life couldn't stop you from being put into the cockpit of the mech.
Oh yeah, my character's like, what are you talking about? This is a privilege.
And I think that's the schism point is like, no, this is a punishment. I'm here because I pissed off the local government and they said this was my chance to get a clean rap sheet.
This is a gift. It is an honor to serve your island country.
God, I really like really good dynamic between these two characters is the thing.
Oh, yes. Oh, and she's an absolute, like, brat. I mean, how could you not be when the island you grew up on is literally named for your family? Like,
oh, sure. And I think there's a real glee. There's a real gleeful energy to which Wakeboard kind of big times Kelp a little bit. Like it's when you spot the opening and you just hit that 1 week, if you were like, this is the only advantage I've got is that you think that my biker gang is cool.
Oh, and
we're going to hit that as hard as possible.
Oh, 100%. Like, she is so embarrassed every time she talks to him and so angry about it.
And like we play it up so bad, and then every time she pulls up in like a fancy car or something, the rest of the gang is like, "Yo, that car is cool. Shut up."
Oh no, she thinks he is so cool, and she hates him.
I'm so happy. All right. What does your mech look like? There are a couple options. There are some playbooks. There's the Royal. You lead the world, protecting your home for duty and destiny. The Engineer. You advance the world, protecting your home with cutting-edge technology. The Enforcer. You defend the world with reason, strength, and well-wielded power. The Ethereal. You protect the world by harnessing the unknown. The Outrider. You watch the world and protect with observation and awareness. Or the Console. You protect the world by uniting humanity. What mech are you piloting?
Oh, man. I was almost tempted to go for the Royal because it seems,
it feels like it's right there.
But I actually think I want to go for the Console because in many ways she is being set up. She's actually kind of being set up to fail. And recently she's actually started to suspect that, all these island nations have been bickering a lot. And, this is just what happens every time. There's always, like, civil war on the horizon. And what is really needed is for all these, island nations to really unite under a communal banner. And at first the kaiju invasion was enough, but as time has gone on, it really hasn't been. There really are too many differences between all these island nations, and she's always had this kind of sneaking suspicion in her head that her death as a figurehead of this island nation is being plotted. So
Oh.
I think she's going to pick the console.
I am thinking my mech is the enforcer. Because I think like what it is, this is not necessarily a mech that is built. Your mech is built as a symbol.
Yeah.
Your mech is built with a story and a purpose, and there's like gold to it.
Oh yeah.
This was built almost as an apology.
Oh.
This mech is not flashy. It is not, the way that I would describe it visually or like aesthetically is, imagine if amidst all of these like big splashy Gundam style mechs, there was also just like one honking weird like Mech Warrior or Big O style like just like tin can in the midst of all of this. That's just like, hey, we realize that we need to clear these mines out, so we have contributed a mech that is sort of just a brick that we're gonna throw at whatever comes at that rift.
I love it. I'm looking at the art, and I almost wish that it was chunkier. Like I'm sort of imagining this mech as like just an anchor of a mech.
Anchor's a really good way to put it, especially because I'm looking at my primary weapon options, and Rocket Fist feels good,
Rocket Fist.
But specifically, I'm thinking of like piston fists. Big O is very present on my brain at this exact as I'm thinking about giant robots, and I'm thinking about just gigantic hands that just punch as hard as anything can punch in the world.
I love that so much. I do have a question about my mech.
Yeah.
So under all my weapons and auxiliary systems, instead of having a weapon, it just says like, ask the Royal, ask the Engineer, ask the Enforcer. What does that mean?
I think that means that I get to pick. I think that means that you can take something off of anybody else's because yours has been built so like cosmopolitanly that like you can flip through whatever weapon feels the most correct.
Oh, I kind of love that. I love that it's that my mech is really such a symbol, and also due to being a nepo baby, like whatever I want, I can ask for and I can expect to get.
Yeah, that feels very, very good. And then my ancillary system is, I'll write down my weapon as a Rocket Fist. My ancillary system, physical shield feels very, very good. Because then I think what it is it's just, 18, 24, 48 inches of just pure fucking heavy steel. Right? Like it is, the physical shield is that this thing is dense. It is a rock. It is slow and chunky, and it walks like a turtle, and it leaves a footprint, and it is, to get through it would require like an absurd amount of just punching.
I love this. Just a big old shield. Alright, so for me, my auxiliary system also says ask the Royal, ask the Engineer, ask the Enforcer. And I think that what I'm actually going to do is my character has this kind of weird hero worship thing going on with your character and his whole crew. So I think without really noticing it, she actually ended up, picking Enforcer weapons, even if they might not be the best fit for her.
That's great. That rips.
And I think that she has chosen the harpoon, which is also a bit of a symbolic weapon, being an island nation. Before her family were mech fighters, their lineage stretches back to being large fish fishermen, like they were a whaling family. So, symbolically and functionally, she has a harpoon. And for the auxiliary system, I think she also has a shield. Oh wait, no, no. Taunting subroutines. Taunting subroutines. Yeah, that's definitely what I want.
That feels great. That feels really good. That feels really, really good for your character. That feels great.
She is a rich kid whose weapon is yeah. All right.
Very good. Okay, so we've got our mechs, we've got our characters. We're ready to go to battle. And to do that, we've got our first front, which is the blockade. We're going to walk through each of these. I'm going to clap my hands here. Okay, so each of us also gets a bonus monument, something that or a starting upgrade that we get to place on our map. This is a tool that we get to use that's going to help our preparation against the kaiju. I get to place a command center. There are specific moves that this will help us benefit. The command center is going to help me build outposts, which will be useful. Where do I want to place the command center? I'm going to place it offshore on a small island, which I will draw here. And then I'm going to draw just a big honking tower, like a radio tower.
Mm-hmm.
Alongside like a building, which will be here. This is like global communications for all of the the mech response units. The communication base is based just offshore, just outside of Chrysalia.
That's amazing.
That's going to help me build outposts, which is going to help us deter these. So talk to me about what is your starting upgrade?
All right. So
a Nexus.
And we roll 3 dice for this, right?
No, right. You're just right now. You've got your bonus thing that you just get to place somewhere on the map. You also have a Nexus that helps you unite the nations.
Ooh, wonderful. So I get to place. Sorry, I'm flipping through the book, trying to find that page.
It is page 13. Page 9. No, page 8. You have upgrade a building within your home that lets you prepare to fight the kaiju. You place that on the map. And has an option to be destroyed if you take damage.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Great. I did not realize. Okay. All right. I think my upgrade will be. Wait. Do I get both an upgrade and a Nexus?
Your Nexus is your upgrade.
Oh, wonderful.
That's the building. That's the building you're placing.
Great. All right. So my Nexus is. Give me 1 sec. I think... Wait. Let me find my pen again. Mm-hmm. All right. My Nexus is actually on the far end of Ishir. And it is a grave. It is, my family's... What do you call a grave that's kind of like a little house?
Like a mausoleum.
Yes. I was like, what is this word? It is my family's mausoleum that has somewhat recently been declared a National Historic Monument, just because of the sheer number of kaiju pilots that have been buried there. And it's been growing. It has become kind of the equivalent of a battle graveyard. Any kaiju pilot that dies with honor can be buried there.
I love that. That's cool as hell. Okay. It is now time to get ready. The sirens are blaring and kaiju are on the way. What is going to happen here is we are going to take a series of preparation moves, which we're gonna see the world reacting while we are getting ready to board our mechs.
Oh, buddy.
So the way this is going to work, this is all on page 29 in the PDF.
Thank you.
28 has the actual way we're going to build a dice pool.
Great.
I'll build the first one. I'm going to build some outposts for us. I think that Chrysalia, the sirens are happening. The blockade is gathering around the volcano. And we're going to roll some dice. You're going to start by adding 1 light dice. As indicated in your preparation track, we start with 1 light dice available to us. So I will take 1 light dice. 1 per related upgrade. So I will take a second one because I have this communications relay or this command center.
Yeah.
And
Right now, because this is a front, this is the first front, there are no extra damaged or no dark dice or no warp dice, so that's going to be 2d6, both light, and I'm trying to roll for 4 5s or 6s. That's 1 5. So that is
Ooh. You get a boon and a bane.
one boon and 1 bane. Okay, great. Boon, 1, bane, 1. And we're going to go until we fill out, is it 4 boxes? I think it's 4 boxes. Let me look at the character sheet. Yeah, 4 boxes. So basically, I'm going to get to make one more move after this to try and add an additional boon to my world.
Great.
And I think what this looks like is that all of Chrysalia's fishing boats have turned into warships that are gathering around the blockade.
Oh.
So we're just watching that take shape.
All right. I believe
How is this here preparing for battle?
I'm also rolling 2 dice.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, geez. I got a 2 and a 4, so... well,
that is a bane. That is a bane and a boon. So you're going to get the exact same result. You are trying to unite the nations by hosting a summit, visiting governments, or manipulating events. What does that look like?
Oh, I believe what has happened is actually a parade that I didn't ask for.
Great. Good.
It is the, sorry, I'm thinking of timeline. It is the 10-year anniversary of my father's death. And a parade is being held in his honor, and I have somehow become the Grand Marshal of this parade. Again, didn't ask for it, would rather be training, but instead, my mech, and a bunch of other mechs are parading through the streets of Izhir. Like show ponies.
Really good. Really, really good. I think that you definitely see Wakeboard and the gang in the crowd. Wakeboard looks very unimpressed. You can almost see see how impressed everyone else is behind their eyes.
Oh yeah, I think it's almost more insulting that literally everyone else is cheering for me.
Yeah.
Because I definitely noticed that Wakeboard is not.
Arms crossed, sunglasses up, just nothing.
Yeah, like I can actually
nothing.
see the scowl behind his sunglasses.
100%. Okay, my next preparation move, I'm going to search the ether. So I'm not going to take my bonus for a command center. I think that what this represents is trying to dig into the crystal caves to get some extra crystals on hand. So I've got 2 light dice and 1 warp dice per the results of my previous preparation move. So my track being with 1 boon and 1 bane. So I'm adding 1 light and 1 dark. I don't have any special things, so this is going to be 2 light and a dark. Let's see what we get. That's the worst possible result that I could receive. That is, oh, hold on. I need to confirm what it means if I got a 4 on my dark dice and okay, nope, that is still a boon and a bane.
Oh,
that is
good.
still a boon and a bane. So I get to add 1 of those each. That's going to fill up my track. So that is my preparation for the battle. And what I think that represents is the crystals in the caves are glowing. They are reaching for something. Ooh. They are calling for something. They are calling to the kaiju that is going to emerge and come for Chrysalia specifically.
I love that. I love how slightly ominous this is becoming. All right. Do I have another preparation move as well?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Do you want to build an outpost, study the kaiju, rally the people, unite the nations, search the aether, or gear up?
I think I'm going to gear up.
Okay. So what that means is that you've got your 2 boon dice and a bane dice, the same as I've got. So roll those and look for 4 5s and 6s.
I got a 6 on my dark dice. On the bane dice? Does that make a difference?
6 is a 6.
Great. All right. What do I get?
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I have it backwards. Bane dice do make success less likely.
Ooh.
Remove one boon dice that matches the number after each Bane roll. So no, that does not count for a 6. That just counts as a no successes.
Great.
So I also got no successes, which means instead of getting boon and a Bane, I'm adding 2 Banes.
Oh no. I ended up with a 3 though after you. Wait, let me see.
Yep.
I'm doing the math here.
That is.
I end up. Sorry, minus the. Sorry. Let me.
Yeah, you're good.
Read this. Move.
What was your high dice result?
My high dice result was 4. I have 2 4s and 1 6, with a 6 being
one of those. The 6 was your Bane dice, and your 2 4s. That's going to be a mixed success, which is a boon and a Bane.
Okay, great.
My high result was 3, so I'm going to add 1 Bane, which means my final result is 2 boons and 2 Banes. All right. Final scene. It is time for battle. Are you ready? Are you ready for the final showdown?
I'm as ready as we're gonna be.
All right. Do you want to fight? Let's have you fight your kaiju. Do you want to fight your kaiju first, or do you want to be a kaiju first?
I want to be a kaiju first.
Okay. So what I'm gonna have you do on page 23, there are 6 kinds of kaiju with 6 kinds of special traits. You can choose one of these if you're excited. If one of them looks fun and you're excited about it, you can also roll 2d6 to get like a random result.
I'm sorry, what page is it?
That was be page, I want to say, hold on.
22?
22, I believe. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, 20. I got it 25 in the PDF.
Got it. All right. I'm gonna choose a category.
Look at this.
Ooh, this is good.
Choose or randomly roll one. Don't tell me what it is, but do decide like what it looks like and how it gets ready for battle.
Give me 1 second.
All right, I have also got my mech. I'm going to give a clap of the hands, and then we will start the battle. In a sentence that I have been waiting to say, and I am so excited. The sirens have gone off from the pit of this volcano, approaching the island of Chrysalia. Introduce me to the kaiju that Wakeboard in this tin can of a mech is staring down to fight.
All right. So, the very first thing you notice is how cold the air is. This is an island nation. There are literal palm trees surrounding you. It's always, nice and balmy and humid in this island nation, especially since there's a volcano right next to you. But right now, the air is cold. And you look up, and you see, out of all things, snow.
Snow. Okay, great.
It is starting to snow, and you feel the ground shake. You look over at the sea, and you see the edges where the waves touch the shore. All that is actually freezing. And that was something you never actually expected to happen here in your home. All right, am I describing what the kaiju looks like?
Yeah. I think waves are starting to freeze, and I think the thing that we see, to really ramp it up to 11, you get these gigantic, almost hooves is the way that I would describe its feet. Just those big cylindrical feet clamping down on these like wave glaciers.
Oh, yes.
And the fact that they're supporting the weight is itself kind of terrifying, but just like clomping out onto these waves, approaching. What is it? What is the thing that I am staring down as I am assembling my dice to roll the final showdown move?
You are seeing kind of like a giant land shark. It's
yes, good.
It is remarkably similar to what you know as the body of a shark, except it has 6 elephant-like legs. It has a very long tail that's about 3 times the length of its body. And at the very end of this tail is like a spiked, icy club that is currently swinging right at you.
Okay. Great. I think the way that this thing fights, and I think the way that Wakeboard fights within this thing is just take the hit, right? It's just, I've got the shielding. It's just chunk, bump, 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 and then just waiting and rearing back that hit.
Yeah. The kaiju is very, very low to the ground, so it barely budges, even when it hits your shield. It's got a really low center of gravity.
So, it's time to throw down. The showdown move, I'm going to gather up all of my dice, I'm going to roll them, and we're going to see what happens. I realized that we should have taken an extra 2 preparation moves each, so I'm just adding an extra 2 Bane and 2 Boon dice to the pool.
Great.
To represent that. So I've got here 4 Boon and 3 Bane, if you want to do the same on your side. And I'm going to roll these. Listen to that audio, baby. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Any dice that match are going to go away. They permanently get removed from your pool. So these 4s that match, one of my Bane and Boon dice both go away because my 4s match. I am left with a 6. I'm left with 2 Bane dice, 3 Boon dice, and a high roll of 5.
Ooh.
The kaiju, we both lose 1 health.
All right.
We start at 2 health. They start at 3 health. I have got 1 health left. It has got 2 health left. I am just, I think, like, punching this thing through blocks of ice into the water and then, like, grabbing it, lifting it up, and then just driving it back into the water again. Just burying this thing again and again and again.
It's working pretty well. I think this kaiju is actually in sort of that in-between amphibious stage. Like, it's actually not fully a water creature. At some point it evolved legs and is still trying to figure out what to do with them. So every time it's being sent through the ice, it's actually having a little bit of a hard time. That said, it is basically like fighting a giant, dense concrete block. You are not, like, hitting its body in any way that matters. Like, you are throwing everything you have against this guy, and you are barely making a dent. Even when it's, like, struggling a little bit too much, with, being able to remain stable on the ice in order to fight back, every time you throw yourself against this thing, you're actually hurting yourself a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, you're losing 100%. A little bit of shield every time.
It's wearing it, and it's like the ice is also like weighing the thing down. Like, it's getting harder to move as I re-roll these dice.
Yeah, you are also, literally getting kind of rusty. Like, this is salt water, baby.
As I roll these dice, I'm going to say also go to page 33 because we've got some special moves, and I will be absolutely calling you in to team up if this roll does not go well.
Moves!
That is, baby, that's 2 6s. We'll see how this goes. Oh fuck! No. Oh, you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna take it. A 6 matched on my Bane and Boon, so like that goes away. I will lose that dice and be down to 2 Bane, 1 Boon, but I still have a 6. Okay. I'm still in control.
Oh, good.
Which means I still knock out 1 health. So we're both down to 1 health. I got this thing on the ropes. We're both at the edge. This is going to be game point match right here. This next showdown move.
I think this kaiju is actually like almost entirely in the water now. It's still holding on.
I was going to say, I think we're both in the water. I think that we have plunged into the. This is the end of the Godzilla movie where we're both in the water and only one of us is coming up.
And neither one of us can swim.
No, not even. This thing is not designed to come out of the water.
Oh, no. I think my kaiju can swim, but it's kind of like lizard swim. You know, like it's not really that good at it.
I think I'm built to walk on the floor of the ocean until I walk onto the shore. Like
mine can also walk on the floor of the ocean, but the floor of the ocean is not actually that close right now.
Final showdown roll. Oh, that's good. That's what I wanted. That is another 6. We are winning this fight.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, boo for me, but...
The final thing we see from this battle is we plunge into the water. The ice forms above us, so all light goes dark. Everybody is just watching, and then there is an explosion under the water, and everything shakes. And another big crash, until we see just 2 big piston hands just punching through the ice and crawling and digging out, collapsing and falling. But like the thing opens up and Wakeboard falls out of it and is alive.
Incredible. And the kaiju's just gone. The kaiju was
gone. Just
sank. I kind of imagine you diving into the water and grabbing this kaiju's tail and just kind of dragging him down with you. So all everyone sees is this kaiju like holding on for dear life on this kind of icy ground, and it's just literally getting pulled into the water.
Exactly what I'm envisioning. I'm so glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, and then, you know, over the next months, really large teeth wash up on shore.
100%. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ocean, approaching is here. Another kaiju is barreling towards you.
Oh, buddy.
Do you want to know what you are up against?
I do want to know what I'm up against.
Speeding past the initial blockade. I think it doesn't come out of the volcano. It comes through the volcano. There is dust, a burst of dust, and then a spit of lava, and a second hole opens in the volcano as a sort of drill of pure dust, like a massive dust cloud drill, burrows out of the volcano and just starts soaring through the air across the ocean. We see it pass through, by a boat. And the boat is rendered into, the warship is rendered into, dust particles. This thing, as it is approaching, as you are seeing it, this is a twirling drill cloud of pure erosion-made flesh. This is codename Rockbreaker.
Cool. Great time to have a harpoon.
I think as you assemble your dice pool, which is going to be 4 Bane and 3 Boon.
All right.
I think that what you see, the thing that you see as your sensors lock on to this, on the middle of this drill cloud, there is a sort of Quetzalcoatl-like dragon made of pure molten lava.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Pure molten lava. All right. I rolled 3 Bane dice and 4 Boon dice.
All right, what were your dice rolls on each? What were your Bane dice? What were your Boon dice?
My Boon dice, my highest is a 5. I've got a 5, 4, 3, 2, actually. Just
5, 4, 3, 2.
Right in order.
And your Bane dice?
My Bane dice, I've got a 3 and 2 1s.
Okay, so those 2 3s are going to disappear forever.
Those are gone. Those are gone. They cancel out each other.
There's a few things that you can do if you want to try for a 6. Right now, you're knocking out one of the kaiju's health. You can call for help. Call for Wakeboard's help to roll an extra dice, or you can describe how you're going to improvise using your mech pilot or home and re-roll one of your dice.
I think I'm just going to take. There is no world in which I would ask Wakeboard for help this early in the fight. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this would be embarrassing. This is my first fight. I have to prove myself.
Of course. I love this so much. Yep. Okay, so you're gonna knock out one of the kaiju's health is knocked out immediately. Give us your next roll of the dice.
All right. I think
describe to me like how that attack looks to you.
All right. So this kaiju is like a bunch of rocks, right? Like kind of whirling rocks.
Yes, it is a like a molten metal, almost like a Terminator T-1000 liquid metal. Limbless snake dragon is the best way to describe it. Sort of a Quetzalcoatl, big sort of metallic wings, and all around it is a swirling cloud of pure erosion. So it is dust pebbles. You know, that warship that it passed, it ripped it into like tiny little steel particles, and that's all swirling, and it's just this cloud of brown and gray all around this like red and silver molten dragon.
Oh, all right. So I mock it. Like, I'm actually very inspired by having seen Wakeboard earlier, and I'm just like, oh, you want to come get me? You want to eat your first mech of the day? Well, come and get me. And I actually do more or less what I just saw Wakeboard did, and I back up into the water. I put myself in the water, even though I know it is not the best place for me, while telling this kaiju to come for me. And the thing is that it does. It swings one large molten hand at me while I am almost entirely submerged in the water. And the thing is that molten lava, when it touches water, becomes rock.
And what is happening here is that it is both like, it is turning into, like, its arm is turning to rock, and the big cloud of, like, dust and steel and debris turns into, like, this, like, thick mud paste.
Yeah, still like, gross.
It's still gross, but it's, like, slowing it down and weighing it down so that it is now, like, getting coated with this like thick viscous goo.
It was
almost
kind of
Clayface like, and it's like as it swings at you.
Yeah, it's sort of now like this big weird mud monster. It's like almost as if like I attacked its like muscular system. Like its lava muscles have gotten goopy.
All right. You're gonna roll 3 boon and 2 bane. Give me your next showdown roll.
All right. Oh wow, okay. I've got 2 1s on the Bane dice, which is weird. They also rolled 2 1s the last time. And then I've got 2 5s and a 2.
Do you want to do 1 damage, or do you want to try and go for a 6?
I think I want to try and go for a 6.
Do you want to call for help, or do you want to try and improvise? If you try to improvise, you can re-roll that too. Or you can call for help and just roll an extra dice.
I want to call for help. I look over at Wakeboard, who has, finished his own kaiju battle, still deeply, deeply wet and salty and somewhat damaged. But I feel like I have conducted myself to a point where it would not be embarrassing to call for help. Oh, I don't call him for help. I do a kind of all mechs in the area. If possible, please assist. I would never call him specifically.
No,
for
of course
help.
not. Of course not. And crucially, roll me an extra. You're gonna roll an extra roll an extra boon dice. And crucially, I'm gonna say he doesn't answer. Like, I know exactly what's about to happen, and I want to know what if this is a 6.
I actually absolutely rolled a 6.
There it is. So you are barreling down on this like gigantic sludge monster that has taken over the form of this molten dragon. It is like very similar. I think there's a parallel to how this fight turns and how the last fight goes, of like you are both kind of like sinking into the water, and like the further it gets, the more that kind of like slush just kind of like weighs you down, and you don't hear the distinctive crashing sound of wakeboard coming to help you.
Oh God, yeah.
I know exactly what you hear,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a call. Like there's a ping on your comm system of just like, sorry kid, mech's not in good shape, but we're on our way.
God. So I think
out.
what actually happens is that I am actually completely submerged at this point. And
Can I tell you who comes to your aid?
I think I hear that over the comms.
Okay.
And I am pissed.
Sure.
Because it happens right after I hit my emergency beacon.
Mm-hmm.
I hit my I think I'm dying, please come and get me beacon, which is what I think of as the giving up beacon.
Sure.
And then I hear this asshole over the comms.
Yep.
I am so mad right now.
And at that moment, there's like a pause of silence. And like all your visors are blacked out from this, like the weight and the texture and the sludge of this all.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear a burst. It's small, but a crack of sunlight comes through your visors. You see above, and then you hear another and another. And then you see something hit your visor screen. It is like it comes and it almost cracks the visor. And it is, you stare at it for a moment and you don't fully recognize it until you recognize it's a grappling hook.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And you realize it was not a mech that is coming to help you, and you are able to like punch this thing and plunge it into the water. And the thing that has come to help you
Is a fucking jet ski.
Is a whole bunch of squad of jet skis. The mech may be broken, but friendship is an even stronger weapon. And like they are tearing through this thing and like grabbing at it with grappling hooks to pull the actual dragon off, and you're able to shake off the muck. What does the killing blow look like on this kaiju?
Oh my God. I almost think it happens like as a bit of an accident. So as I'm being grappling hooked out of the water, the wire actually gets somewhat tangled around this kaiju. Like in the battle, things are getting tangled, like jet skis are going in various directions. I'm also, maybe not controlling my mech in the best way I could, and I'm flailing around a little. But in this process, that wire gets tangled around the kaiju in a way that ends up decapitating it. Like it pulls tight around its neck.
Yes.
And before any of us know it, we actually just see this wire, like, just slice this neck off.
Yes. Great.
And all of a sudden, there's just a bunch of rocks sinking.
I love it. I love it so much. And you come ashore. We like I think your mech like washes ashore.
Oh,
like
yes.
There's a wave and it just like hurls it onto the shore. I'm so happy that at the top of this I said I wasn't sure if we were gonna survive, and then we both managed to live.
And I think what happens is I actually wash up to shore, and the military is there immediately. Like they are there to retrieve me. And Wakeboard and his crew of jet skiers are kind of standing. It's like standing on the shoreline, looking very, very self-satisfied. As I am just surrounded by like medics and taken away in my extremely disgusting looking mech.
And I think the final scene, weeks later, like the hospital stay, you're finally at a point where people can come visit. We're both finally like cleared out of all of our medical clearances. You're sitting in your hospital bed, and like a nurse comes in and goes, they said brothers, but I don't know. Do you have how much? They're very insistent on coming in and visiting. Do you want to see your And she kind of gives you very big air quotes, brothers.
Oh, all right. I think this is what has happened in the intervening time.
Yes.
I have become celebrated. Like, this is out in the news as my first kill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like murals of me up on buildings, and I feel guilty as shit about it because I know that I didn't do it.
Yes. Good. Yes.
And like, you know, while lying in a hospital bed, like, I've tried to make the record right. But aside from the alternative newspapers, you know, no one's talking about wakeboard. I mean, he's just a guy, you know? He's just a guy in a mech.
He's a guy that went to work. Like,
Yeah,
he's a guy that did a
exactly.
job.
So no one's talking about him. Meanwhile, me, like, kind of, there's all these incredible, like, paintings, like, incredible oil paintings being done of me in my beautiful shining mech against, was it Rock Eater?
Yeah.
Against Rock Eater, like, a parade is apparently going to be held in my honor. My room is just covered in flowers. Like, every time the nurses come in, they have to, like, nudge their way through it. And I think in this moment, like, filled with guilt, the only thing I can tell the nurse is no. I do not want to see my brothers.
And I think, like, she's like, all right, I'm going to say no to them. And you hear, you hear an absurd amount of clamoring outside of, like, let us in right now, you do not block us. And amidst that, slipping effortlessly into the door, wakeboard, like, pops in, lowers the sunglasses, and goes, we don't even get a hello?
I could have done it myself, you know.
And I think, like, he grabs something. He's got something in his hands. It's, like, wrapped in paper. And, like, he kind of smiles because he knows what he's about to say. He goes, like, no, I don't think you could have. As he, like, whips this pretty heavy, not, like, it's not dense. Like, you grab it and it kind of, like, squishes in your hands, but he throws you this, like, pretty dense thing wrapped in paper. No, I don't think that you could have, is the thing. And he kind of smiles as you unwrap the package. It is a matching leather jacket to the rest of the biker gang.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he says, because the gang always rides together. And he, like, gives you, like a finger gun and you can see the wink from behind the sunglasses.
I flip him off.
He, as he turns, flips you off, like, with his back turned to you. And you see that wakeboard is written on the back of the jacket. That is, of course, his biker nickname.
Uh-huh.
But, like, you see him give you the finger and, like, round up the guys. And they're all, like, several of them are jumping to kind of wave at you from the thing. So there's, like, a clear moment of, like, you're one of us now. You're not getting rid of us.
Oh, God. I've inherited a crew I didn't want.
This felt so hard. I'm
this.
so happy with this.
This is so good. And I think I straight up, like, refuse to talk to them. But, you know, when they get back, they find their little jet ski garage, like, you know, full of upgrades. They just, you know, like a whole military truck came by and dropped off some overflow equipment that we didn't need anymore. We definitely didn't need anymore.
I'm physically pumping my fist. That's game. This has been incredible. I'm so happy with this. Thank you so much for playing this with me. This was a blast.
That was amazing.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you. What was your favorite moment from play?
Oh, God. I mean, that moment where I was sinking into the muck and wakeboard shows up, that was pretty amazing. Like, the little bit of light coming through. I mean, I almost thought, like, he was going to show up. And I was like, oh my God, I have to see this asshole.
Once you were like, I'm calling for help, and I was like, oh, it's really good to bring in the biker gang and have them all roll up. I was like,
God, I love this biker gang. I love this group of, like, just just like trash boys. I love these trash boys.
Dudes rock.
Dudes rock. Dudes rock. Dudes just want to jet ski and punch kaiju. And they're all out of jet skis.
That's the dream.
They still have jet skis and will punch kaiju. I gotta workshop this. But yeah, what was your favorite bit?
I think my favorite bit, so much of the thing is, like, having played this game twice now, there is such a catharsis. Like, the actual kaiju fight is so quick, but it carries such a weight to it because of all of the building that we've done of, like, knowing the world, knowing what we're fighting for, knowing how we relate to each other, and then getting to the dice. And when you're finally, like, in that moment, each of us rolling those dice and then going, like, okay, how do I optimize this pool? And also, I know what every one of these dice represents and how important it is to me. And, like, feeling that weight to those fights, which are so quick, just, it really, really hit. It
works great. I don't think I fully processed like how the dice work until we were actively playing. And yeah, just realizing that, oh my god, I lose dice. That's a really fun mechanic, and I really loved it. Also reading through the game, I'm like, noticing kind of like you can play kind of chapters of this game where it's like, you do the front one, and then you do front 2, front 3, and that is like, it feels like you could create this whole long epic story over time.
I really do want to I want to go through the entire cycle is the thing.
Absolutely. This is amazing.
Thank you so much for this. This was a joy. Real quick before we wrap up, where can people find you and your work online?
I can be found on Blue Sky, which is where I usually am. And that is shing.bsky.social. But honestly, my name is just very, very easy to Google, so that's the best way to find me. Shingkhor.com, sawdustbear.itch.io. I'm pretty easy to track down online, but yeah, I've got a bunch of free games or pay what you want games up on itch.io now, which includes my Any-nominated game, The Bird Oracle. You can have that for free. And then, yeah, I think my latest game, January, is also free on itch, although the physical versions are shipping out very soon.
I'm beaming. This was the coolest. This was great. I'm over the moon.
This was so much fun. Love wakeboard, hate wakeboard.
You love to hate him, and I appreciate that. Thank you again for this. This was a joy. And for now, I'm going to throw it over to me in the future so that he can wrap up with the show.
Amazing.
Take it, future me. Thanks, past me. And thanks again to Shing for coming on the show. That game knocked my socks off. Like, I think you can hear it in the infectious energy that we had through the entire episode, but like, that game was everything that I wanted it to be, and then some. Just a magnificent experience that, like, is why I sit down with this show and why we keep coming back to it after 10 years. 11? 11 years. Oh my god. Oof, where does the time go? Anyway, be sure to head to shingyincore.com to check out all of Shing's work. You can check out their new game, January, their comics work, their film and puppetry work. All of that is in one place, or you can check the show notes for more information. And be sure to check the show notes for a link to pick up Home, a game that I really, really love. And lastly, you can follow Shing on social at shing.bsky.social. Now, as always, I like to end our episodes just with one single thing that you can do to, like, help the show grow and, like, be a force to, like, show your appreciation if you enjoy this episode. And for us, the thing this week is just talk about the show on social media. Whether that's an Instagram post or a TikTok video, a Blue Sky shout out, a Tumblr post, a Reddit thread about why you like the show or a specific episode that you enjoy, especially because Reddit self-promo rules suck. Look, here's the honest answer is that, like, promo on social media sucks now kind of more than ever, and, like, it is made so much easier, and people take it more seriously when it is not a thing that you yourself are shouting about. So, like, if you are excited about the show and you want new people to check it out, and, like, I hope that you enjoy the show enough that you're like, hey, I think people would enjoy this, make a post about it on social media. Like, that would mean the world, and, like, tag us in Party of One Pod or Party of One Podcast pretty much wherever you find us. It would really mean a lot. It would make it makes a real impact in having people find the show, and it would mean a lot to me. Party of One is produced and edited, as always, by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. Music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives by Mega Ran, featuring the D&D Sluggers, and the Party of One logo is by Evan Rowland. If you'd like to inquire about advertising rates, coming on the show as a guest, or about press coverage, you can email me at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. And
I think that's all we do here. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. Remember to fight the forces of fascism every single day. Remember that self-love and self-care are radical and defiant acts of resistance. And as always, party on, everybody.